Boston has entered the chat officially.
Welcome back. To the chat. Yeah, we got vibes high.
Remix. Travis Thomas here. George Balekji here inside the plush PNC Bank studio. He loves when I do that. How you doing, Poppy?
It's a powerful adjective. The plush in front of the PNC.
Plush.
I agree, though. It's nice. I'm doing great. I'm here with you. Bruins schedule finally came out. We'll get into all that. And I do have to get something off my chest, which I'll save later. About the U.S. men's national team. That's all
the plot thickens.
That's called a tease.
Come be a part of it, would you? 617-790-0928. You know what it is. The Boston has entered the chat hotline. We always say we like talking with you, not at you. Also, email us, thechat@NESN.com. All right, let's start with what's trending. What caught our eye here, GB? So, Donovan Mitchell got the bag. He didn't get the Jason Tatum bag, but he still got a bag nonetheless. Cavaliers give him 3 years, $150 million. And listen, this is where I'm at with Donovan Mitchell at this point, at this stage of his career. I was a big Spider Mitchell fan when he was stuck in Utah. At least that's what I thought.
Yeah.
For years. Didn't have talent around him. He's the big fish, small pond. He's the star. He's putting up all the numbers. And it was like free Donovan Mitchell. Like get him somewhere where they have talent. You can't get any free agents in Utah. You got to get him out of there. Eventually forces his way out, gets traded, comes to Cleveland, who's a talented team. There is talent there. But then it was like, oh, well, he doesn't really like the coach. So a couple years in, he runs the coach out of town. Now they have a new coach. And then he gets an extension, which tells me everything I need to know. He didn't like the coach, and he got him run out of town. So let's get this straight. We made excuses for you in Utah because you didn't have enough talent, and it's Utah. You get to Cleveland where you do have talent, but now you don't like the coach. It's just starting to feel very excuse-heavy, excuse-laden here for Donovan Mitchell. I think he's out of excuses now, GB.
By the way, missing playoff games this past postseason.
I mean, listen, you got to stay healthy, and you have to go on a deep playoff run, or I officially will start calling him a loser.
I think it was The Athletic. The second that final elimination game against the Celtics went live, like 1 second it was done, and Celtics eliminated them in 5. Like Athletic hit send, and it was all these reports from every angle in this organization, from superstars, from coaches, from the front office, with sources, and it was nasty work.
Yeah.
And it was, how long was this ready to rip? How quick were Donovan Mitchell's agents ready to put that one out and go along with that?
Right.
So he's getting his $50 million a year. He's in Cleveland. No free agents are going to go to Cleveland because it's Cleveland. He needs to get healthy and actually like show up in playoff games where he's a guy scoring-wise, his ceiling is so high and can be a top 20 player in the league, top 15. But there's part of it of showing up and just being a professional. And D-Mitch, we're still yet to see him follow up.
Right. Yeah, I mean, I think he's out of excuses. All right, how about this? Cardiac Kemba. Kemba Walker announces his retirement from basketball. Former Celtic, amongst other teams. Former UConn Huskies, which actually is where I will remember him the most. He had a good NBA career. He had a great, dare I say, I mean, I've been watching college basketball my whole life. He had an all-time college basketball career. He's one of the best college basketball players I ever watched play. Absolutely took over games. And by the way, it almost, in a sense, the bigger the game, the bigger the stage, Madison Square Garden comes to mind, he balled out even more. I mean, he was tremendous at UConn. That's probably the legacy that I'll have with Kemba.
That's what I think, too, of UConn. I mean, when he stepped into the league, a great, well-skilled guard.
Yeah, he had
just
a good
lost
NBA
in
career.
Charlotte. Yeah. I mean, as long as his
Wasn't
NBA
terrible.
career was, too.
Yeah.
Getting spots like the Celtics, he was great. Basketball player, I wouldn't say great NBA player.
Right.
But the memories you have, and is forever in folklore and college basketball for what he did in the Garden. Those game winners, running UConn to the championship, doing what he did, and of course a step back game winner against Pittsburgh. Oh my God! Just taking soul.
Filth.
Old Big East, like a place in my heart, special place in my heart.
I wonder what he'll do in retirement because he feels like the kind of guy that could. I feel like he has a good enough personality to do media if he wanted to, but he's also, because he's so traveled, Because remember, he played for a bunch of NBA teams. He also played overseas. He's an all-time great college player. He's a guy who could be a front office person like we see a Trajan Langdon in Detroit, right? Like, I feel like Kemba is one of those dudes that could do media, or he could be front office. He could be a coach. He has a lot of – hell, he could go play in the Big Three if he wants to keep playing. I mean, like, he has options in his retirement, and I'm looking forward to where he lands.
I think the fact that his last team he played for professionally was Monaco, like in France, says a lot of like how much he loves basketball and how much he loves to hoop.
Yeah.
So to me, that says a lot, and that's where I think like Kemba, I wouldn't be surprised if he does that.
Oh, he stays overseas?
No. I mean, going into a front office, pouring himself into basketball.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I feel like,
and you said it, well traveled, right? You hit it. For a guy as high IQism, as skilledism, was exceptional in college, was great in the NBA, went and played overseas. Like, he truly loves ball. And you said it. Like what they have up in Detroit, or I think like a James Jones in Phoenix, right?
Right.
Where Landry Fields, as well as a front office guy. If I said that name right, I forget completely. But getting to that point of like,
I think Elton Brand too. A lot of these guys, yeah.
Exactly. Just like whatever front office wants to take him, he lands with.
Yeah, for sure.
And his ties to the area in the Northeast, you know, being a guy from New York City, a guy who went to college in Connecticut, Boston, exactly.
Could come back here. Hey, you know, Kemba, I mean, NESN is beautiful this time of year. If you want to just come.
NESN.
Yeah. NESN's beautiful this time of year. If you want to just
inside
come.
These walls.
Yeah. Just come and talk some hoops with your boys.
I mean, I'm down.
Boston has entered the chat. Kemba, we know you watch. We know. Cardiac Kemba. We with you, dog.
Come hang.
Come hang with us. Hey, listen, we're going to get to the Bruins schedule as George so eloquently, beautifully teased to start this program. But first, some other news and notes from the ice. Did you see the Lightning signed Victor Hedman, 4 years, $32 million? Ironically, the exact same deal that Steven Stamkos got from the Preds. So clearly they made their decision on who they want to stick with.
I mean, they keep an older player on their blue line.
They're both old.
Hedman coming off 76 points. Yeah, but Stamkos is a top line winger or center.
Right.
They get Gensel. They get younger.
Yeah.
Keep Hedman.
Yeah.
Keep scoring on the blue line. I think that's the choice they made there. That's the way I read it.
It's not a bad choice. It also tells me that Hedman has a little more in the tank than Stamkos does.
76 points as a defenseman at his age. Absurd.
And
it, like you said, same duration, same AAV. Going to have him until he's 38.
That's right.
But they saw a leader in one facet, and they whatever they're building up for to get Gensel, that's what they're going. Probably gave Stammer a little less money.
Yeah.
Want him to take a hometown discount, being a lifetime Bolt, but same thing with Hedman here.
Yeah, one of the all-time greats, Hall of Famer, no question about it. All right, now let's get to the Bruins schedule because I love this. Anytime we get this with the NFL, they always put out these videos, right? These hype videos to get you all wound up about the schedule coming out and all excited. Well, the Bruins put out one as well, and mission accomplished. The NFL's not the only one who can do this. I loved what I saw from the Bruins schedule release video. So let's watch it together, shall we?
Is that David Andrews?
All right, boys. I was brought in here this year to help you guys with your schedule release video. I know you guys put a lot of time into it. You tried really hard, and I appreciate that. But let's check it out and see what we got.
Dude, I nailed mine. I did it in one take. Dude, I don't know why they got this guy in. I just crushed mine too.
Hey, it's your captain speaking. Please take your seats so we can show you our schedule release.
Time to put my dad strings back on the ice. Our schedule looks really nice.
There is no way, Myth, you're gonna want to miss this. All right, get it? We good?
Good. Go. I love hanging out with this small dog right here, but I can't wait to get back with my big dog soon.
As much as I love laying by the pool, I can't wait to get back to that crease. Here's their schedule release.
I gotta be honest, guys. That was horrible. Truly horrible. I can get the guys at Foxborough High School to do a better job than that. But look, don't quit your day job. You guys have a lot of hope in hockey. Let's stick to that. But let us worry about the videos.
Dude, you crushed, man. That was Oscar worthy.
Cinema, man.
That's what I'm saying. What's his problem?
Yeah! I loved it. They were poking fun of each other. Fix your face, George. They were making fun of each other, not really being that entertaining. I thought it was fantastic.
The Bruins have a really good social team.
That's what you got from this? That's all you got?
No, I'm not done. They have a very good social team. I feel like they were given like 2 hours to come up with an idea. Luckily, they had a big three in their building of Marshy, Charlie, and Charlie Coyle.
I thought it was great.
No. I thought it was terrible. And
if
you're gonna get a Patriot, you went with David Andrews?
You missed the whole point. It was terrible on purpose. Hence why I said, man, this was terrible. We got a better job at Foxborough High, which was a Patriot thing. It was hilarious. You know, the thing about art is sometimes some people can look at it and see the beauty in it, like me. And then other times someone can look at art and say, I don't get it. That sucks. I mean, it happens.
Beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
Beauty is in the eye. Well said, my friend.
All respect. The Bruins social team does a great job.
Yes.
They were given an assignment, and I guess they executed it.
You definitely executed it.
I guess they met the criteria.
In fact, let's hear from you. 617-790-0928. Leave us a voicemail. What did you think of the schedule release video? I thought it was fantabulous. Hit us up as well on email to chat@NESN.com. All right, let's talk about the schedule. Let's start no further than the opener on the road in Florida.
Banner night for the Panthers.
Banner night.
On ESPN, national TV, Tuesday, October 8th.
Let's go.
I like that because they have to be in the Panthers building.
Yeah.
Watch that banner get raised.
Right.
Know how far they have to go to do that. And they literally see the team that eliminated them and go, what's the difference between us and them? It's a little reminder. And that serves a little extra inspiration.
Yeah.
So I do love that they're opening. It is a matchup. I think it's really smart by the NHL to have it be Panthers-Bruins because that has been a rivalry that's building up over the last two postseasons, of
Absolutely.
course. Of course. Just go back 2 years and that's what it does. Even if the Panthers didn't eliminate the Bruins this last season, I think this should have been the matchup to open.
Okay.
So I just think that's tremendous. So I'm eyeing that game. And then how can you not? October 19, there's a new logo. Oh, yeah, Utah Hockey Club.
Oh, gosh. I forgot all about that.
I'll be interested.
I forgot all about that.
First game at Utah. Let's see what those Mormons have. Oh, you guys don't serve soda? You don't have regular Coca-Cola in this building? Can I have a coffee? No, not decaf. Coffee. I'm drinking coffee to wake up, not for the taste. What do you think I am, a psycho? Oh, what do you think, I'm a Mormon?
I don't think I'm ever going to be in Utah for anything, but I just want the record to show that the views of George Balekji do not affect those of Travis Thomas. Shout outs to Utah and all the Utah Utes out there. If you went to Utah.
I would love to go to a Utah football game.
I mean,
but what are they going to do? They're Mormons.
Oh, God.
What game do you look forward to?
Now, I want to go back on something you said about the opener and how the NHL is smart to put these two teams as a sort of new rivalry that we're all into. We knock the NHL all the time, you and I, about their lack thereof marketing and promoting stars and rivalries and different things like that.
Yeah.
This is one we have to give credit where it's due because I completely agree with you. Florida may not know how to do championship parades. That's obvious. But, hey, it's a banner night. They earn the banner. They're going to raise it up. And the Bees are going to come in there and kick their butt. It's going to be fantastic. And I think the NHL was smart, to your point, to make this a season opener. So kudos to them for actually figuring out the right way to market. Kudos to you, NHL. Now, which part of the schedule looks the hardest? Because I didn't even get that far. I got to December.
Okay.
And I said, oh, my God. If you look at December, from December 10th through December 19th, at Winnipeg, at the Kraken in Seattle, at Vancouver, at Calgary, and then at the Oil in Edmonton, I mean, that is a West Coast roadie from hell against pretty much playoff teams. So that jumped out to me. Then you come home for a while there, but that West Coast swing in December, that chunk of games, I mean, that is murderer's row, George, to go out west there. 5 games and not many Tuesday, a Thursday, a Saturday, a Tuesday, a Thursday. I mean, so you're not getting much rest in between these games either. That's brutal.
They're lucky they don't have Vegas mixed into that.
Right, good point.
That could start at Vegas, then go up to Seattle.
Right.
And there is something to it, too. When you're going across the border, like you still have to go through TSA and all that. Yeah, they don't have to worry about bags, but like that adds to the travel. For them to go at Winnipeg, into the States in Seattle, back to Vancouver, so back over the border, then Calgary, then Edmonton.
Yeah.
They're lucky that stretch after is Buffalo, Washington, Columbus, Washington. Because they're going to need a break. and they got a cupcake out of that, but that is a beast of a West Coast swing.
That's a beast.
It's funny, you look at January, you look at December, you see how January opens up?
Take me there.
At Rangers, at Leafs, against the Islanders, against the Oilers, at Lightning, at Panthers, 1 day off in between every game.
Oh, my God.
Gauntlet.
Yours is worse.
December into January.
That's brutal.
Gauntlet. Yours is tough. It's that West Coast Canadian
it's
swing.
West Coast, but that January.
And a lot of good teams.
That's brutal.
Rangers, playoffs. Leafs, playoffs.
Right.
Islanders, always gritty,
Always
gonna play
there,
tough.
yeah.
Oilers, Stanley Cup runner-up. Lightning, playoffs. Panthers, playoffs.
Holy shnikes.
Yep. Hey, when you face the Lightning, you get Jake Gensel.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, I'm looking because you made me look at January, and I was already in December. There is a New Year's Eve game. It's in Washington this year. They play the Caps.
Yeah.
But it reminds me, George, I like to always tell personal stories. My first ever Bruins game was on a New Year's Eve game. It's always like a day game.
Where was it?
It was
in
here.
Boston?
Yep.
Okay.
First ever Bruins game.
Take me through it.
And it was
Who'd
when
you
I
go with?
fell in love. I took my fam.
Nice.
Now, let me give you the backstory before I give you the game story. Backstory of going to the game. NESN hooked me up with the tickets. Thank you very much. Right?
Wait, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, I was new.
What about?
It was 2 years ago.
Me?
Listen, it's what the thrill is gone. They don't care about me anymore. But 2 years ago,
They still do.
I don't know. 2 years ago, they were like, he's due. Let's hook him up. So they had hooked me up for Fenway for the Red Sox.
Wait, what?
That summer. Stay with me. There's a lot of moving parts here. So I go to my first Red Sox game ever that same summer. It was hot as hell out. My kids melted.
Yep.
We got pregame. They were partying. And then by the time we got in game, they lasted an inning and a half. True story. Before they're like, I'm hot. I want to go home. And of course, I'm like, be quiet, eat some ice cream. But mom's like, Travis, you're really hot. We need to go. So we left. Okay? Disaster. My first trip to Fenway was a disaster. So when I get these tickets to go on New Year's Eve, little day game, indoors, I'm like, these kids better show up and they better ball out for me today, right? Same thing. Pre-game, fun, great. We get to our seats, great seats. Cold. I'm like, what's the complaint going to be? What's the complaint going to be? Kids are doing great. All of a sudden, my son goes, Dad, who's that? Now I'm taking you to the game. Pre-game skate. Everyone comes out in helmets, getting warmed up. One player on the opposing team.
Get ready to take a shot.
Comes out with no helmet on. Long, blonde locks. Brother looks like Thor, straight out of the Avengers. He looked to be 7'6". Mm-hmm. I'm like, is that Kristaps Porzingis? No. Tage Thompson. My first ever, take a shot. My first ever Bruins game was watching Tage Thompson and the Sabres. And guess what? That game went into overtime. Bruins lost. But I'm happy to report my kids, they loved the game. We were turned up. We were partying. I've never seen them eat more nachos, pizza, popcorn. I mean, you name it. Okay. Look, my house paid for it for a couple days afterwards, but that's another topic for another podcast. The day of that game, Tage Thompson and the Sabres against the Bruins went to overtime. It was fantastic. I had the time of my life. So did my kids. They keep asking, when are we going to another Bruins game, Daddy? And I said, well, when NESN shows me love again because tickets are a little steep for daddy.
Oh,
so there you go.
I can't wait to see that email that you forward to sales or whoever.
No.
Like, hey, check out this episode. Just let me know what you think of the
Oh, that's genius.
Let me know what you think of the chat.
Put that in my notes for things to do.
Yeah, put a little like thanks for the support of the podcast.
Send a clip.
Yep. Hey, just remember that. And then they hear at the end.
I love that. I'm partial to the New Year's Eve game.
I am on the floor. I am drunk. I am passed out. The amount of times you said Tage Thompson.
I love Tage, man.
I think you say that's when you fell in love with the Garden. When you fell in love with Bruins
Bro,
hockey.
what if Tage ends up a Bruin one day? Can you imagine me?
You are insufferable.
I'm insufferable already.
As is about anything.
Tage, a Bruin. Oh,
yeah.
Oh, I'll lose it. All right, let's talk about the Centennial.
Wait. But where did you go before or after the game? After the Bruins game?
I went home. Hell, they made it the whole time.
You didn't go to Tavern in the Square?
No, it was a miracle. My kid did. Are you listening to me?
We got to go to.
It was a miracle.
Leave the kids back.
Now you're talking.
You and me are going to go to a game. I live in Charlestown. I'll show you how we do it.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Yep, exactly.
That's just my game.
Leave it at that.
All right, let's talk about this Centennial game here. So, Bruins will culminate its Centennial celebration during this season when the Bruins host the Montreal Canadiens. La Habitants.
That's hops.
For the Centennial game on December 1st, the 100th anniversary of the club's first ever game against the Montreal Maroons. Ever heard of them?
Yeah, actually, I have.
Not me.
Swear to God.
The logo for the Centennial game was also unveiled. Check this out. I think it's slick. I like it a lot. Look at that.
Cool.
I'm all for this game, George. I'm looking forward to it.
I mean, I'm always for any time the Canadians come to town.
Yeah.
And we run those damn Canadians back up north. That should be a good matchup all around. And with Montreal having a young, exciting team, very skilled, still really far from where they expected to be in timeline-wise.
Facts.
And I'm an impartial. I'm a very big Cole Caulfield fan. But I think that's a great game. And the perfect way to celebrate it, hockey is so rich in history.
Yes.
To 100th anniversary, first ever game. You play the Montreal Maroons. Now it's the Canadians. We're also a original 6 team. I think it's brilliant. I think the schedule makers did a good job with the Bruins. They give them a gauntlet in hell in December, and especially in January.
Did.
But things like this, the small things, they got it right.
But I love the offseason, though, so far for the Bees. I do.
I
mean, they've just have basically reloaded. They re-upped, and they're just going right back.
Well, they got
after
great
it.
down the middle, and it's either however you want it to be.
Yep.
If it's Marchand, Lindholm, Pasta top line, or you want Zaka on the left wing.
I'm good either way.
But no matter what, you have the flexibility of Lindholm, Zaka, Coyle down the middle.
That's
Put
right.
Charlie Coyle where he should be.
Yep.
Such a solid center.
I'm good either
way. If you
way.
have 3 good, consistent centers, that's great. To me, it's better than being top heavy in your top 2, in your top 6, right?
Absolutely.
They do that. It gets the door off. That helps Mason Lariat come along. He can start the season as a 5th defenseman.
Love it.
And then, of course, with Korpisalo, the backup goalie, a true backup to Jeremy Swayman. Sway, this is your crease now. Oh, let me get to it. The schedule unveiling video.
Yes.
Purposely sucked. Great job. Jeremy Swayman was in it, so I'm excited to see that.
Oh.
He's in good standing with the team. Willing to do
I
a schedule
see
release
what you're
video.
doing there.
So, yeah, it's good.
You have to. He will be signed. Don't worry about that. All right, let's pivot to the Celtics now. But before we do that, it's a good place to remind you, for all things Celtics, all things NBA, check out Hold My Banner on NESN's YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure you follow us, too, on all your social media accounts for all of our best content. George, I have to ask, is this damn price for the Celtics going to be too high for anyone to get involved here? Not just what you're paying for, literally north of $5 billion. We're all anticipating that. But think about this. After the Jason Tatum deal, wow, Boston's projected total payroll and luxury tax bill for the 25-26 season is to reach around pretty much $500 million.
Yeah, $438 million.
By the time your new owner comes in here, is the team even still going to be together, or will the new owner come in and say, hey, congratulations on owning this? I got to gut this thing because this is ridiculous. His wick almost made the price too high for someone to want to buy. Not just the price of admission, but damn, when you get in and you look at the books, you're like, oh my God, this is insane. No problem there.
That's what it's going to be all around the NBA. They just happen to be the first team with 2 Supermax players.
Right.
What did the Sixers just do?
True.
Paid Paul George, paid Tyrese Maxey. They're on the hook for over $400
And
million
Embiid's already paid.
between those two players, and Embiid's paid. So it's why they're getting out now is probably the new CBA playing a factor. Wick has his reasons with money needing liquidity. But what did the Golden State Warriors do? Their luxury tax was $177 million.
Jeez.
With a payroll of $206 million. Pay the tax, but now with the new CBA, it's not just going to go, yeah, we're going to pay the tax and stack this team. If you hit that second apron, which the Celtics will be in, it's much harder to team build. But this is what this ownership group did. And Steve Pagliuca and Wyc Grousbeck, it's what they did. We're going to pay him for Wyc Grousbeck. We're going to pay him now. I don't care because I'm not actually going to pay him. They put it on the credit card, and he was like, we'll pay the interest later. But Wyc's also just dumping the credit card on someone else and then dipping.
You brought up Steve Pagliuca. Look, my gut is, I know this sounds like conspiracy, so stay with me.
Oh, I'm all for
I just
this.
want to hear what you think here, because this is my thoughts. It was too coincidental to me that you pass out damn near $500 million to Tatum, Derek White, some role players. You spend all that money in a day. The same day that Wyc announces, yeah, I'm going to sell it. This just feels very inside job to me. And then Steve Pagliuca came out and said, yeah, no, I'm here. I'm involved. I'm going to be aggressive in trying to in getting this. He's a co-owner. Now, this is Wyc's baby. So I do, on one hand, actually both hands, understand why he's selling it. Because we've talked about this. The value's just, I mean, you have to do it
Over
now.
$5 billion.
It makes all the sense in the world. You just won a title. You're set up to win more. Like, it's all good. I get it. But it is his baby. He does care. So some of me feels like instead of playing the game of outside bidders and having them bidding more and all that, he just says, this thing's worth $5 billion. Give me north of that, whatever that looks like. Forget the number just for the sake of this combo. 6.5, whatever. I mean, his co-owner can get that. I'm sure all these rich guys use the same financiers. So it's like, just make a phone call. Hey, I need $6.5 billion, in-house here to own the Celtics. Sure, no problem. Check your account. Bing.
Well, and there's no way Wyc would sell it and sell shares without Pagliuca knowing.
So, right. So it feels, that's my point. It feels inside job to me. Am I crazy? And is this going to go for $9 billion to some whoever?
No. Because end of the day, the value is value. And to your point, too, of like someone would come and say if it's an outside bidder or if it's someone in-house, and they see this astronomical payroll and tax bill of $440 million.
Yeah, that's the other part.
But they're going to see it and they go, wait, but what's on that? Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Okay.
Yeah, these aren't
two
old washed.
2 all NBA players. Yeah.
Right.
Drew Holiday, cool. Derek White for only $126 million.
Took a pay cut.
How much did Isaiah Hartenstein
That's right.
make?
He took a pay cut.
How much did Emmanuel quickly make? Right? They come in and go, everything's there. The heavy lifting's been done. I just want to be the guy that's on the floor and hands him the championship trophy.
That's right.
I want to sit courtside. Wyc, remember when Wyc went viral for talking ish to Luka Doncic? I want to be that guy.
That's right.
That's the fun of being an NBA owner.
Yeah.
So as long as they get the benefit of it, being on the floor, getting credit, paying the team, keeping the Celtics local if it is a Pagliuca, right?
Right.
Local ownership, familiar
That's
ownership,
what I'm
knows
saying.
the fans.
I think so.
Wyc doesn't put this team for sale without his partners knowing.
Right.
So there's no way.
Now,
so it is. I don't think it's inside job.
Okay.
As inside jobby as you think it is.
Yeah.
But like Pagliuca knows, and it is sizing him up. Like we're putting it for sale, and then when he buys it, then he'll look like a golden knight of you kept it local,
right?
Kept it in ownership that did it. They help each other out.
There's a large portion, in fact, I would say majority of this fan base that are worried of like, oh man, Wyc's selling. We're gonna get some owner in here that's gonna gut this thing and not,
I get it,
kind of keep the status quo, if you will, the championship standard that's been set. What would you say to those fans? Because it feels like you're in lockstep with what I think, that it's going to stay in-house. So I'm not panicked.
You never know who comes out with an outside checkbook. New TV deal coming down the line for the NBA, right? There's going to be an expansion franchise, which you have to buy into that. That means more money in the pockets of all the owners and the league. Even though it's valued at $5 billion, the value is only going up on these franchises. It's all about what's the latest to sell, what's the latest to go for sale. And again, It is the Boston Celtics. It's not the Charlotte Hornets. It is not the Memphis Grizzlies. It is not the Sacramento Kings. It is the Boston Celtics, a global brand, one of the biggest brands in all of sports around the world.
Period.
So you can't discount someone coming in from the outside and throw all the money in the world at them.
Let me ask you this, because you actually made a joke about this on the last episode of Boston Has Entered the Chat. But in all seriousness, and you kind of saying what you're saying now is making me think of this. The Celtics, that brand power, what they bring, that value. Do you believe, let's just keep it to the NBA, as you look at a James Dolan and a Knicks or Jeannie Buss and a Lakers, that Buss family, do you think because it's the Celtics and because they're going to get whoever the hell buys it, they're going to get astronomical numbers? Do you think that some of these other, let's call them blue blood teams, franchises, will then say, well, maybe cashing out's not the worst idea right about now? So could you see a Knick, a Laker, some of these other big-time brands cash out?
Well, Dolan owns the Garden. Always keep that in mind. The Celtics don't own TD Garden.
Right.
I don't think Dolan ever sells. Jeannie Buss, I'd love for her to sell. I think the Buss family's ran its course with the Lakers.
I do too.
But then again, it's who do you sell to? Devil you know, devil you don't, right?
Right.
So I don't think Dolan ever sells the Knicks. I think he takes that to his grave, passes it down. And for the Buss family, I would like them to sell. They could see the valuation go. And if you're the Buss family, go, wait, all right, so Celtics sold for that much. We are a bigger brand, even though we haven't been as relevant, more recent. We're tied to LeBron. He's about to be 40. Oh, we have to play Bronny? I thought he was just going to. Oh, no, he has to play in games?
Gross.
Significant. Let's get out of here.
Yeah, good luck with that.
So, and there could be a Steve Ballmer out there, Steve Cohen that owns the Mets, right?
Yeah.
$20 billion. He's like $20 billion. Robert Kraft has $11 billion to his name.
Which is crazy to think.
$20 billion for Steve Cohen.
$20 billion.
And that's where it goes into, again, for Celtics fans of who do you want to buy it if it's not going to stick within the Celtics circle. I don't want Robert Kraft owning the Celtics.
No.
He's one of the cheapest owners in sports.
It feels like more of like the outsiders that you're kind of saying. It'll be a Silicon Valley money or maybe Saudi money or like there's other outside, right? We haven't even thought about that, but that's a real thing, George. Like, I just think... I don't believe it's going to be like a Robert Kraft or someone on that level. I think it would be more outside.
Well, remember, it's like basically 49 or like 51%. It's going to be like 49, 50% is going to go on sale now. And then you get the rest in 2028.
Right.
Robert Kraft could be the front man for that. Then he calls a Dana White, calls a Mark Wahlberg.
Investment group.
Calls a whoever else is significant in Boston. Tom has to figure out his crypto. What's up
with Tom?
What's the crypto thing that went on there?
He had the crypto thing that
was it crypto.com?
It was crypto, period. And then also, what's up with the Raiders? That feels sketchy too.
Hold on, I'll find it.
Is he definitely a Raider owner? Because remember, when he got the broadcasting deal, there was something going on there.
FTX, that was it. Tom still has to figure out his FTX thing.
He's got FTX, and also, is he an owner of the Raiders? Just straight up, I want to know. Because I feel like when some of me thinks when he signed to be a broadcaster that's like a conflict of interest. I could be wrong. And it is Tom we're talking about. So if you're going to bend rules for anyone, it would be Captain America himself.
Tom Brady lost reportedly $30 million to the FTX stock thing.
It's not going to help you own the Celtics, brah.
And that's what I'm thinking. He's doing a lot more commercials you'd ever expect him to do because he's making that back.
He's doing commercials you would never think. Hi, I'm Tom Brady. Welcome to Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
I love the rat running around with your kids.
Good for him that he could lose $30 million, though, and still be fine.
Jeez, just a hiccup. If you would like to own the Boston Celtics, please just send your credit card information to 617-790. I'm just kidding. Leave us a voicemail, and we'll play it on the show, 617-790-0928. Also, you can email us, the chat at NESN.com. Well, I mean, listen, fans actually are, as I make that joke, getting involved here with the Celtics. You want to do something about it, let's go to the tweets. We always say to tweet us. You all respond in kind. Check this out from James Toscano. It starts with one, Celtics. And as you can see there, my man has a Venmo. He sent it to Wick for $1.
There's a random Whitecliff Grosbeck out there that's getting so much in his Venmo account. He's like, hell yeah. You think Wick Grosbeck has any bank account connected to Venmo? No way.
The message that he sent him when he sends $1, please don't sell. We can do this. Let's keep them going. Me, after buying $20 beers at TD Garden. I understand. I'm doing my part. I understand. I understand. Wick, after re-signing every single core member of the Celtics championship team to a lucrative contract extension. Well, my job is done. I'm out.
That's literally it. So Wick did. Oh, everyone signed. All the money's due.
Everyone's good?
When?
You got paid?
Oh,
okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Down the road?
All right.
Fine. I'll be here.
Yeah.
But it ain't my money.
Yeah, no, it's my turn to get paid too. See ya. Hook, line, and sinker. Hey, good for him,
Forever
man.
a hero in Boston.
Yeah, of
Wick,
course. Yes.
For leading the ownership. 2 parades. 4 finals appearances in his tenure.
Yep.
And kept the Jays here.
They're set up for the future. It wasn't a go for broke with like an old team and now you break them up. Nope, you're set up.
At least it was re-signed. Jays are here. I know,
Yes.
it's so much money. Then trade everyone away.
That's what I'm
get rid
saying.
of all the assets. Dump everything.
Yeah.
Tank it after this point. Get as big of a margin as possible and a big of a profit. And then 2 years from now, when it's running to the ground, then sell it.
By the way, do you know what kind of hot commodity Wick will be just in general? Like once he cashes out and has all the money in the world, every Fortune 500 worth anything is going to want him, if they're not already, want him to come talk about building a business, talk about being the man. I mean, this guy's going to be able to do anything he wants. He's going to have the same celebrity. Here's my hot take. He's going to end up after this sale's over with the same level of celebrity as a Mark Cuban. You watch. I guarantee it. He's going to be doing all kinds of TED Talks. He's going to be on every show. He's going to be an expert. He's going to write 1,000 books on how to be awesome. He's going to be on everything. He's going to be on every circuit possible. You watch. Good-looking dude, all the money, Wick.
You know where he won't be, though?
Where?
Courtside. That's where Cuban gets a lot of popularity, man.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But I get it.
But Cuban wants that spotlight.
Wick on Shark Tank.
Yeah, like Wick's, I'm telling you, when this sale goes through and you see the numbers that look like phone numbers that he gets paid, oh, he's going to be the man. He's going to be the man. He's already the man, but he's going to be the man globally, baby.
Wick, if you got like $1 million you can float, just send him my way.
I mean, Wick, at this point, brother, I'm not going to lie. I don't even need that much from you. Brother, just need a vacation. Can you just send me some? Can I go to Santorini? Can I be on the beach? Can I have an umbrella in my drink? Wick, that's all I need. That's all I need. All inclusive. All right, let's talk about this crappy U.S. men's national football team. I mean, what the hell's going on? So they lost to Uruguay.
They don't deserve to be called the football team. They're a soccer team. They don't deserve to be. Don't even put them in the loop of the other class of world talent in this sport around the world.
They're soccer with the hard R.
Yeah.
You're a soccer team.
Uruguay plays football.
Right.
Spain plays football.
Brazil.
France. Bolivia. We were rooting for Bolivia. Bolivia. The U.S. lost to Panama.
I'm crying.
Uruguay. Canada made it through.
Oh.
Yeah. They play football. USA plays soccer.
All right. They were eliminated from the Copa
Dude, it is
America.
bad.
But I know there needs to be some changes made before the World Cup, but I have a suggestion. I'm not going to just sit up here and make fun of our country when we're down and kick us when we're down. That's not American. I'm not going to do it right now while we're celebrating America. Here's what I'm going to do. I have a solution. I have an idea. Christian Pulisic is the man. The problem is that I see he is so gifted. He is so good that the rest of the damn team offensively just stands around and looks at him to make a play. And he does, because he's that good. But he's all we got. And then the rest of these guys, I think they're talented, but they're just watching him in awe. And I'm like, okay, I see what's going on here. Defense has been pretty stout for U.S. Keeper, stout for U.S. It's the scoring. It's the secondary scoring alongside this absolute gem of a human being that God took his time when he made Christian Pulisic as a soccer player. So I got it. With technology being what it's being, AI doing what it's doing.
Oh, my God.
Clone Christian Pulisic 3 or 4 times over before the World Cup. Now we're partying. That's all you got to do. Give me a couple Christian Pulisics. We straight.
I'm fine with that, but you fire Greg Berhalter first.
Well, and also that.
Because this was a team, you watch them. People were on Twitter saying, no, they've been playing well. What were you watching? They had 3 shots. And it's all about scoring opportunities and chances. How many of those do you generate? And then how many of those actually have a good look? There's a scoring opportunity, then there's a scoring chance. Did you have a realistic chance of scoring a goal? The amount of times down 1-0, knowing their fate, knowing bottom line, whatever happens with Bolivia, you have to be Uruguay, who is a better country, I don't care. Getting into the box, getting into a scoring chance, and not knowing what the F to do with the soccer ball. It's, again, this guy, Berhalter's been in charge of the U.S. men's national team since 2018 and 2022 World Cup. They lost 3-1 in the round of 16. Cool, they got through the group stage. Where's the progress? That's what you want. It's been 2 years. You know it's 2 years from now? The World Cup that we're hosting.
7 games.
Just because you get in, because you're the host country, isn't good enough. Whatever they're doing, whatever's happening there, I don't care. Not good enough by the leadership of Greg Berhalter. It is a mess. The U.S. men's national team is a mess. This is the golden era. This is the talented group. These are the guys that we've seen grow up in front of our eyes and come through the rankings as supposed to be talented and carry this nation. And they can't. The U.S. women's national team, they do the heavy lifting. They know what it takes to win on the national stage. The rest of the world is catching up, and they're still pushing the envelope. Good for them. Whatever the men are doing, literally forget it all. Start from scratch. I do not care because you don't do what we've seen since 2018. The U.S. men's national team, Greg Berhalter, a mess.
Mess.
It starts with the leadership.
Yeah.
This guy literally looking at his team, middle of the match, going 1-1. Bolivia, 1-1. The hell are you doing? Moments later, Uruguay scores. Let them concentrate on the game they're playing. Then after that, you go, we played great, but this is what happened. Moron.
If you were playing a drinking game to how many times I said Tage Thompson and George said, Bolivia! Congratulations.
Bolivia!
Another shot.
12 million people. Uruguay. I'm backing up from the mic. Uruguay, 3 million.
It's not helping, actually.
U.S. population, 313 million.
Come on, U.S.
333 million. I'm sorry, I cheaped us at 20 mil.
So you fire the coach, you clone Pulisic. We've solved it.
Dude, I don't care. Maybe there's some weird thing. Does U.S. men's national team coach have to be American? I don't care.
Oh.
Or whoever's leading this,
That's fair.
farm system, right?
That's fair, yeah.
Their academies, go to Germany, go to Spain.
Yeah.
Go to the Netherlands.
American players, but you look elsewhere for the...
Yeah, I don't care.
I don't hate it.
How do they do it overseas?
By the
Italy,
way,
France. Do it that way.
Clear your calendar now.
Bolivia!
Listen to this. Group stage, match 5, June 13th at Gillette. Group stage, match 18, Tuesday, the 16th. This is when the World Cup's here, not like next week, okay? But I'm just telling you, clear your calendar. There are 7 games, 7 fixtures at Gillette for the World Cup. I don't think we're going to be watching the U.S. in any of them. I really don't, George. This team is a mess. You know we will be watching them, but they'll be losing. Probably to Bolivia, just to really stick it to us even.
Random Google, so you know it's legit. Jurgen Klopp, Thierry Henry. All those speculated as candidates to take over for Greg Berhalter.
Both great candidates.
Yes.
Klopp, obviously.
Thierry Henry.
I like him more as a player, but
he's building up lower level soccer teams.
I guess. I'd rather.
What
anyone?
Not Greg. Get Greg out of here. Not our director, Greg. He does an awesome job.
For all of our best content of the day, make sure you follow us on Facebook, X, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok.
Do they have that in Bolivia?
For Travis Thomas and George Balekji here inside the PNC Bank studio. Thanks for being with us on Boston has entered the chat. Tage Thompson.
I'm out of liquid.
Balekji!